So this is our course outline. The course title is Applied Research Methods and Data Analysis with IBM SPSS Statistics. IBM SPSS Statistics is the full name for SPSS, but we usually call it SPSS. So this course is just a part of the courses that are under Data Skills Accelerator. And under the Data Skills Accelerator, we have about 5 courses. So this one is one of them. That's why you're going to see that even the course code is DSA. This DSA simply means Data Skills Accelerator. The course duration is 4 weeks. Actually, the lessons they're going to learn for 3 weeks. And we expect to have 4 days a week. Only 4 days. That is a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then other days we'll be doing some assignments. The last week is for course project. So you're going to do your course project in the last week. That's why it makes 4 weeks. So after successful completion, you're going to be awarded a certificate of completion. The main objective of this course is to equip participants with practical and applied skills in research design, data collection using COBOL Toolbox or ODK, and data analysis using SPSS. And by the end of the course, participants will be able to design and execute research studies, collect data using smartphones, and perform effective descriptive statistics, data visualization, and hypothesis testing in SPSS. So on specific objectives, the first one is to develop clear understanding problems or research problems, objectives, and research questions using appropriate research designs. Even though we're just going to focus much on research design, and I wish we covered everything from research structure, like the background, introduction. We look at the research objectives, specific objectives, problem statement, justification, and the like. But because of time, we're not going to do that. So next time, maybe if we're going to have another course just focusing on research, then we're going to cover things like those ones. But we're going to share with you some of the resources that if you read, you're going to see that these things have been explained. So also another objective is that you should also be able to design and implement smartphone-based data collection tools using COBOL Toolbox or ODK. So we're going to use the COBOL Toolbox, a free humanitarian data management source. So you should also be able to clean, code, and manage data effectively for analysis in SPSS. Actually, this coding is not programming. Though we're going to do a few things like in coding, but it's not programming. So you don't have to worry about that. If you are interested about the coding, we're going to have another course, data analysis with SPSS, with Stata or R, very, very soon. So if you have attended this course, you are going to have a 25% discount, as we already communicated before. Then perform and interpret descriptive statistics and data visualization using SPSS. Conduct and interpret basic hypothesis testing and present findings in a clear research report. We're going to format the tables in MS Word after producing them. So actually, this course has 4 topics, if not mistaken, 5 of them. So we have 5 of the topics that we're going to cover. The first one is research approach, and this one is going to take us on the day 1. So we're going to look at the research approach. Actually, this one has been changed because the first topic, actually, we're just going to look at the research itself, what is research all about, and then research approach and research design have been combined into a single chapter. So you're going to see that that's the structure. But under research approach, we're going to discuss about qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method approach. And we're also going to look at advantages and disadvantages of quantitative and qualitative research approaches, and we're also going to discuss about their differences. Then we're also going to look at research design, which also come from the research approach. Hence, we're going to look at quantitative, qualitative, and mixed method research design. From there, we're going to quickly go through sampling methods. So we're going to start by defining the target population. So because when it comes to sampling methods, first of all, you have to know where are you going to sample. So those are people or objects. So those objects or people, they are going to be called the target populations. So we're also going to explain the difference between target population and study population. We're also going to look at how you can what determines the target population. How can you define your target population? In this case, we're also going to look at the study area. Then we're going to look at many sampling methods. We have two of them: probability sampling and non-probability sampling. And according to Broman, these probability sampling methods, for which we see here, simple random sampling, systematic random sampling, stud field random sampling, and cluster random sampling. These are called the basic 4 sampling techniques. So we're going to explain them in details as we keep on going. The next, we're going to look at non-probability sampling methods. So we have purposive or judgmental, and we also have quarter sampling, snowballing, and convenience sampling. So sometimes some people are lazy. They're just going to collect data because those people or those objects are available or they can be accessed easily. So that is convenient sampling. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to calculate sample size, and we'll have different ways how to calculate sample size, but actually we're just going to use the formulas. We're also going to use the standard error if a research has previously conducted on that particular area, and we're also going to use the G power. I'm going to demonstrate on how you can use G power to calculate the sample size. So we're also going to talk about the law of the fumble. I understand if you have ever learned statistics, somewhere they told you that a sample size of 30 and above is enough for you. You can collect the data from it and you can perform the analysis. But why? So we have some reasons behind those things. So we're going to explain if time allows. Then data collection. So we're going to look at data sources, primary and secondary data sources, and then data collection methods. We have questionnaires, interviews, focus group discussions, observation, and the like. But we're going to focus on questionnaires because it will be required to develop or to design a questionnaire and configure it in our phones and collect data using the questionnaire. So looking at this questionnaire, it means that we're also going to cover the interviews. Then data collection tools. So on data collection tools, we're going to use Kobo collect to collect our data. So you can see that there are differences between data collection methods and the data collection tools. So methods, we simply look at the techniques that you use to collect data. Whereas on data collection tools, we look at the equipment that now you use to collect data. So after that, we're going to go to SPSS, and this one is going to be done within the last 6 days. So we're going to look at introduction to IBM SPSS statistics. What is SPSS? We're going to explore the window and the like, and then working with data files. We're going to import data, export data files. Actually, someone could ask, so what? Where are we going to do data entry? Data entry is on creating data files, because first of all you create the data file and then you enter the data. So when it comes to data entry, it's part of data files creation. So we're going to compute and record variables, sort and group data, and then for the topic, we're going to perform exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis is going to be split into two sections. The first part, we're going to look at the descriptive statistics. So in SPSS, we're going to have 4 functions that we're going to use to perform descriptive statistics. The first one is frequencies. Then we have our descriptive statistics itself. Then we're going to look at cross tabulation for categorical variables, or we look at contingency tables. So if we want to group some variables, and then we're going to use the explore function. So this one, it does a lot of things than the rest of these. So we're going to use all these functions to test hypotheses, to describe the data, to summarize the data, and the like. After that, we're going to perform some visualizations. We're going to produce bar charts, histogram, pie charts, scatter plots, box plots, and we're also going to interpret them. And we're going to format them how to come up with a nice chart which you can use in your papers. You're going to see how we can produce a well-formatted chart. Lastly, we're going to perform hypothesis testing. So we're going to start with a t-test, or independent samples t-test, and then we're going to look at the analysis of variance. Actually, the analysis of variance ANOVA is just an extension of t-test. So we're going to compare the means using t-test as well as ANOVA. And on chi-square test, we have 2 common ones, chi-square test of goodness of fit and chi-square test of independence. But we're going to perform chi-square test of independence. And then we're going to look at the correlation. So we're just going to focus on Pearson correlation. We also have Spearman's like correlation and the like for non-parametric test, assuming that some of the assumptions, such as normality distribution, has not been met, but we're going to use the Pearson correlation. It means that we're going to perform assumption test. The last one we're going to do is regression analysis. Actually, we have different types of regression, and we're going to look at only linear regression. So under linear regression, we have 2. We have simple linear regression, multiple linear regression. So these are the ones that we're going to perform. We're not going to look at logit. We're not going to look at like binomial regression and the like. We're just going to focus on this. So that's all about this, and I'm also going to share with you this particular course outline so that you fully understand what we're going to do in this particular course. Reaching this so far, thank you so much, and in our next session we're going to start the course itself.